Stop scrolling. You just spent the last 5 seconds deciding whether to keep watching this video, and whatever made you stay or almost made you leave wasn't random. It was psychology, and in the next 20 minutes, you're gonna learn exactly how it works, how to use it, and why most business videos get it completely wrong. So, that opening wasn't an accident. It was a demonstration. Stop scrolling was a pattern interrupt, breaking your autopilot scroll. You just spent 5 seconds deciding, called out the exact thing happening in real time, which makes it personal. And the promise at the end told you precisely what you're about to get, so you knew it was worth staying for. That's the hook framework in action. Now, let's break down exactly why it works and how you can use it in every video you make. Here's the thing no one tells you. The moment someone lands on your video, they've already made a decision. Not about your service, not about your expertise, about whether you're worth the next 30 seconds of their time. You can have the best offer in the industry, but if your opening doesn't hold them, they're gone. This is the hook problem, and it's probably the most expensive thing your business isn't talking about. Before we go further, let's quickly talk about who this is for. If you are a service-based business owner, coach, consultant, agency, or specialist, this is for you. If you're on YouTube, thinking about YouTube, or wondering if it's even worth it, this is for you. If you've posted content before that didn't perform the way you hoped for, this is for you. And if you want clients coming to you instead of constantly chasing them, you are in the right place. Let's talk about what's actually happening out there, because the numbers are hard to ignore. 97% of B2B buyers watch video before reaching out to a vendor. The average buyer watches 14 videos a week as part of their research. And when a buyer watches 3 or more of your videos, your win rate goes up by 28%. Your future clients are already on YouTube. The only question is whether they're finding you. Now, here's the uncomfortable truth about every video you post. 20% of viewers leave within the first 10 seconds. By the 60-second mark, 55% of your audience is already gone. And the average YouTube video only keeps 23.7% of viewers all the way to the end. This isn't about your topic, it's not about your expertise. It's almost always about the opening. So, think boring content just underperforms? The research says it's actually expensive. Neutral videos require 2.6 times more ad spend to get the same results as engaging ones. And to make dull content perform as well as engaging content, brands collectively spend an extra $189 billion in the US alone. Safe, forgettable openings just are ineffective and are quietly draining your budget. There's actually a name for what happens in those first few seconds. It's called the hook gap. It's the moment between someone clicking on your video and deciding whether to stay. Most videos fail here, not because the content is bad, but because the opening doesn't answer the question every viewer is silently asking, which is this worth my time? So, how do we close that gap? A great hook isn't one thing. It's 3 things happening back to back. In the first 0 to 3 seconds, you need to stop the scroll and give them a reason to stay. From 3 to 10 seconds, you state the problem and tell them exactly what this video will do for them. And from 10 to 15 seconds, you establish credibility and show them why you're the one to listen to. Miss any of these and the drop-off begins. Let's start with phase 1, the first 3 seconds. You have 3 seconds to interrupt the autopilot. The brain is filtering out everything that looks familiar, predictable, or slow. A spinning logo, a slow fade in, a generic intro, these all signal skip this. What works instead? A human face looking directly at the camera. Bold, on-screen text that mirrors exactly what they're searching for. And that sound that's crisp and clear from the very first word. 65% of people who watch the first 3 seconds will keep watching for at least 10. That first window is really everything. Phase 2, the value proposition, which happens between 3 and 10 seconds. This is where most people lose their audience and don't even know it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about, does that sound familiar? Your audience has already clicked away. Here's what to do instead. Tell them the problem you're solving in the first sentence. Make the value undeniable before they've even had time to wonder if they're in the right place. Phase 3 is the credibility bridge from 10 to 15 seconds. Once they know what the video is about, they need to know why you're the one to trust. This doesn't need to be a full bio. It just needs to be honest and specific. a result you've helped clients achieve, a number that backs up your expertise, or a fast, confident statement of why you understand the problem. Videos that establish credibility in the first 15 seconds have an 18% higher retention at the 1-minute mark. Now, let's talk about frameworks, starting with the PAS framework, which stands for Problem, Agitate, Solution. This is probably the most effective hook structure for service businesses, and it has 3 parts. Problem. Name the exact thing that's frustrating your viewer right now. Be specific. Vague points don't land. Agitate. Show what happens if they don't solve it, not to scare them, but to make them feel understood. And solution, tell them what this video is going to give them. Make the payoff feel inevitable. This works because your viewers are already motivated to fix something. You're just meeting them where they're at and presenting them with a solution. Next up is the myth-busting hook. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is say the thing that no one else in the industry will say. It creates what researchers call a curiosity gap, that mental itch that happens when someone realizes their current thinking might be wrong. For example, more leads aren't the problem. Having 500 qualified leads a month might actually be costing you clients. That's a sentence that stops the scroll. Use it when you have something genuinely contrarian to say and can back it up. Here's a counterintuitive finding from the research. Fear outperforms aspiration. A positive hook might say, here's how to grow faster, which is aspirational and motivating. A negative hook might say, here's why your content isn't growing, which is immediate, urgent, and harder to ignore. Both have a place. But if your goal is stopping the scroll fast, leaning into what's going wrong tends to outperform what could go right. Let's talk about the role of on-screen text, because your hook isn't just what you say, it's what people read. Subtitles increase overall watch time by 18%, like these. Burned-in captions boost completion rate by 28%, like these. And 48% of professional video views happen on mobile, often with sound off. If your video relies entirely on audio to communicate, you're already losing half your audience before they even hear a word. Now, the way a video is cut is a retention strategy in itself. 3 techniques to keep in mind. 1. Ruthless trimming. Remove every second of dead air, filler words like and slow builds. 2. Pattern interrupts and B-roll. Cut to a new angle or B-roll, like this, every 3 to 6 seconds to reset the attention. For example, if I'm filming a video about content creation, I might have some A-roll, which is just like this right here, me talking to a camera, not B-roll. And I might just be talking to the camera about content creation. So maybe I will say, well, the first step to content creation is to brainstorm some ideas. And then you might cut to some B-roll of me, maybe working off of a laptop, writing some notes down in a journal, brainstorming some ideas. So think about the B-roll that would capture brainstorming ideas. Whenever you include B-roll, you're including something that illustrates the point that you're making. So writing things down in a journal, typing a list up on a Word document. And the next step might be to set up your stage for filming. So you can tidy up your house, make a little set for yourself, get your phone or your camera ready. And the next step might be to get your filming stage ready. I like to think of it as getting ready to present to an audience, like, you know, a cast would in a theater. So these are all different B-roll shots you can use. Now, you don't have to use all of them, but you just want to, you know, change it up a little bit so there's constant motion in your video. And then finally, maybe the last bit is, well, the third step. So the first step is brainstorming ideas. The second step is setting up your stage and then filming your video. And the third step is editing. So maybe when I'm talking about editing and I say, so the third step is editing, this would be the A-roll, and I sit down at my computer, I upload all of my footage, I might send it to the editor, or I might pull up Premiere Pro and begin the editing process myself. And that's the 3-step process. And as I'm talking about the editing, you might include some B-roll, cue B-roll, of me sitting at a computer, editing, uploading footage, all of that stuff. So that's a quick example of how the A-roll and B-roll work. And 3, punch-ins. Use a sudden zoom in on your face or a key visual to land your most important points. Your viewer's brain is constantly looking for a reason to tune out and ignore what you're saying. Every edit is an opportunity to give them a reason to say. So you could use a zoom in like this or a zoom out like that. and this helps keep your viewers engaged. Let's zoom out for a second and talk about why YouTube is different from every other platform. When someone opens Instagram or LinkedIn, they're browsing. When someone opens YouTube, they are searching. That changes everything about your hook. 86% of buyers use YouTube in their research journey. 60% specifically search for product tutorials and how-to content. And 63% visit a brand's website immediately after watching a YouTube video. The person watching your video didn't stumble on it. They went looking for an answer that you have. Your hook just needs to confirm that they found it, so they stay and actually watch your video. Here is something most people don't realize. A strong hook isn't just good for your viewers. It's good for the algorithm too. YouTube weights average view duration above almost everything else. The longer people stay, the more YouTube shows your video to new audiences. A small channel with a strong hook and a high retention can and regularly does outrank a much bigger channel with weak retention. You don't need more subscribers. You need better opening seconds. Not every video needs the same hook. It depends on who you're talking to. If someone is new to your channel, keep it broad, keep it emotional and problem focused. Make them feel understood. If they're researching you, to go deeper, show your process, your results, and your framework. And if they're almost ready to hire, be specific, case studies, detailed walkthroughs, real numbers. The biggest hook mistake? Trying to talk all three at once. At the end of the day, every single person that lands on your video is silently asking the same three questions. Is this relevant to me? Is this person worth listening to? And is my time going to be respected? If your hook doesn't answer all three and fast, the best content in the world won't save you. And here's a stat worth knowing. If you've ever considered using AI voiceovers, human narrated videos produce 19% higher purchase intent than AI narrated equivalents, even when viewers can't consciously identify the difference. Your voice, your energy, and your face on camera, these aren't just nice things to have, they're measurable conversion advantages. The research is clear. People buy from people. Once your video is live, your analytics will tell you exactly where you're losing people. A steep drop in the first 10 seconds means your hook isn't working. A gradual slope means your content is holding but could be tightened. And the spike where the viewers rewind tells you what they valued most. Most people never look at this data. The ones who do get better with every single video they post. This isn't just a content conversation, it's a revenue conversation. Businesses using video for outreach get up to 5 more replies from decision makers. Video sales processes help book 4 times more follow-up meetings. And marketers who track video results hit revenue targets 47% more easily. A great hook is the entry point to all of it. And without it, none of your downstream results happen. Okay, so before you hit publish on your next video, ask yourself these 5 questions. Does the first sentence name a real problem my viewer actually has? Have I cut every filler word, like and in the first 30 seconds? Is there on-screen text or captions visible from the very first frame? Have I given a reason to trust me before the 15-second mark? And does the opening confirm what my title promised? If you can say yes to all 5, you've built a real hook. Congratulations. Now, here's the thing. The businesses that are growing consistently on YouTube aren't necessarily the best at their craft. They are the ones who show up consistently, sound like themselves, and have someone handling the rest. And if that's what you're looking for, content that sounds like you, goes out on time, and is built to actually perform, that's exactly what B2B does. So, what does B2B actually handle? Topic research and scripting, so you get a full video structure mapped out for you. Remote recording, we work with you wherever you are. Editing, captions, thumbnails, full production handled start to finish. And publishing every month. YouTube and LinkedIn on schedule, handled. You show up and talk, we take care of the rest. Your expertise deserves to be found. The hook is just the beginning, and I'd love to help you build something that actually works. You can find us at beetobee.buzz. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!